Good morning, YouTube. It's September 19, 2014, also known as iPhone Release Day, and this is the all-new supersized iPhone 6 Plus. So let's open the typical Apple packaging. This year the big difference, of course, is there's no actual picture of the iPhone on the front, just the raised white silhouette. I'm very excited to see how this phone compares with the OnePlus One. The OnePlus One and the 6 Plus both have 5.5-inch screens. So let's take a look at the phone. So there's the box, standard Apple packaging, and there's the phone. This is in silver. Wow, that's a big phone. That is the biggest iPhone I have seen for sure. Okay, let's take the wrapping off. Wow. It really feels like one solid slab of metal. It's completely sturdy. The finish is awesome, and in silver, I don't even mind how the back looks because the antenna lines don't stand out as much. We already know what's in the rest of the box, so let's skip the accessories. Now let's compare it with a 4S and a 5S. You can really see how much wider and taller the new 5.5-inch screen is. In fact, the 5S can fit completely within the screen of the 6 Plus. That's how big it is. The 5S is only 10 millimeters taller than the 4S, so you can see how much taller, relatively speaking, this guy is. It's also about 20 millimeters wider, but still feels great in the hand. The aluminum back feels awesome. The Apple switchgear feels really good. The new volume switches feel good. The Touch ID feels good. And I like that there's only one speaker grill at the bottom. Now let's take a look at how the 6 Plus looks sitting next to the iPhone 6. In fact, now Apple is going to be selling all three of these phones at the same time. The 5S, the 6, and the 6 Plus. And you can see the height difference here. The 6 is taller than the 5S by about 15 millimeters, and then the 6 Plus is taller than the 6 by about 20 millimeters. Okay, let's turn it on and let it boot up for the first time. I'm gonna take my SIM card out of my iPhone 6 now and put it into the iPhone 6 Plus. I'm really excited to use this iPhone 6 Plus as my daily driver for the next maybe couple of weeks probably, because I want to see how this 5.5-inch device compares with the OnePlus One, which is also a 5.5-inch device and the best phone that I have ever used. Okay, so let me pop out the SIM tray, put the SIM card in, and now I can begin setting up my 6 Plus. So I will forward through. Okay, the 6 Plus is set up, and I am now for the first time getting a good look at the new display. This is the first time Apple has included a full 1080p display on a phone. Although I have small hands, I do generally prefer larger phones. I don't normally have an issue with big size phones. Let's see how this guy is. It is I can't even reach the other side of the screen actually. I definitely can reach the top of the screen. And in fact, if I want to comfortably be able to access the home button, then the rest of the screen is pretty hard to reach. Apple has this reachability feature so that you can double tap the home button and that'll bring the controls down. But overall, just at my first impression is this phone is going to be pretty difficult for me to use with one hand. Now let's compare how the LCD screen on the 6 Plus compares with the AMOLED screen on the SGS5. You can tell pretty quickly that the AMOLED screen has a completely different look with the saturated colors. Just judging very quickly here, I would say I prefer the way the LCD screen looks. Now let's compare it with my favorite phone of 2014, the super awesome OnePlus One. Now both the OnePlus One and the iPhone 6 Plus have very similar screens. They're both 5.5-inch 1920 by 1080 LCD panels. As you can see here, now that I have a more of a white background, you can see the screen size is exactly the same between the two. You can tell also that the color temperature looks to be a little warmer on the iPhone compared to the OnePlus One, or the SGS5 for that matter. With the OnePlus One, you can completely customize the display settings. So I could turn it up to look warmer, but I do prefer the way the white background looks on the OnePlus. One thing that is absolutely surprising me right now, however, is how much smoother the OnePlus One scrolls compared to the iPhone. I don't think this is because of processing power. I think it's because this iOS software is adding a bunch of inertia to the scrolling, whereas on the OnePlus the scrolling is butter smooth. You can see here how some of the colors compare. The iPhones are known to be perfectly calibrated, and you can see here comparing the colors. The colors are very close, and so the OnePlus is also calibrated very nicely, which is pretty impressive given that the OnePlus One is less than half the cost of the 6 Plus. I'm very curious to know why Apple would make the scrolling so slow on the iPhone. It's so smooth on the OnePlus. Okay, so that is my quick unboxing and early kind of impressions of the new Apple iPhone 6 Plus. I'm very impressed with the industrial design. Apple doesn't disappoint there. Phone looks good. It feels very good in the hand, especially given how large of a phone it is. The fit and finish is impeccable. The display looks awesome. And I'm excited to use this camera, especially with the optical image stabilization. Most of all, I'm eager to put it through its paces so I can see how it compares versus the SGS5 and of course the OnePlus One, which seems to fit my hand much better than this big 6 Plus. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please press that like button. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos, and let me know in the comments what features you would like to see compared between any iOS or Android devices. Thank you for watching.